What's up, guys? You're listening to another episode of the Beardy Bros podcast. You're listening to Dale and Jim. How are you, man?
Bloody awesome yourself, man. How's it
I'm
going?
good. I had to throw that one on you. Going hard, going home. How's the week been?
Oh, you know how it goes, man. Slow,
Slow,
boring.
quiet, boring. Yeah, no, that myself. Work's been pretty dead for me. Like my actual job, hadn't worked at all this week, but I've been keeping myself occupied with a lot of other things, which is good. Keep myself
Oh,
up with all
that's
my
amazing.
commissions and stuff. So that's been pretty fun doing my side work here and there, getting that going again. So that's fun.
Gotta keep on it, man.
We do, don't we? We got to keep on going and keep on motivating. So nothing else been happening. It's been pretty
Uh,
crazy.
it's pretty damn cruisy, man. I mean, there's nothing we can do except to just chill at home. So
Basically, stay inside, isn't it? Nothing's changed for the last how many weeks here?
a month or two, like 2 months minimum.
So you played anything new? Watched anything new?
I don't, not that I can think of. I mean, I just today and the last couple of days, I've just started playing Spider-Man again.
Yes, played some Spider-Man. That's it's pretty good to get back into it, isn't it?
I didn't realize how hard it actually is.
Oh, that game is insane. Like I still need to get back and finish the DLC off, but man, that game is just so good. And like the further you progress, the harder it gets. Like, oh my
I
god.
just started doing the Saber missions, and man,
Yep. Oh, they're brutal. They are ridiculously brutal. Like you really gotta be like very on your toes for those ones. Like, oh.
damn straight. I mean, it's still such a very, very good game. I mean, I'm keen for the sequel.
Oh, for sure.
That
Whenever that gets around to happening, like that story is so good and so unique. Like they've done such a good job with that.
Oh, it is. I mean, they couldn't have written a better cast of villains. Like even like Peter Parker himself is very well written.
Mm.
It's just
Right,
it all
it's
ties in nicely.
so good. It's insane how good it is.
Oh hell yeah!
I like every individual character. Like their personalities are done well. Like they're acted so well. Like it feels more than just a game. It does feel like a movie, like a very
It
interactive
does
movie.
feel after watching a Marvel Studios film, doesn't it? Like it's an interactive movie.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. So leading on from that, did we? I can't remember which it was. I think it did drop this week. The Marvel Avengers game.
I know nothing new about that. I have no idea what you're on about, man.
Oh, I'm trying to remember seeing somewhere. Like I'm trying to remember my facts here because I remember seeing something about that. It was because I remember reading up on the news, more news about the Iron Man VR game, which still kind of entices me a little bit.
You know that comes
But
out in a couple of weeks.
like that's what I mean. Like I'm very like, what? Like with how everything's going on, I'm gonna double check this right now.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I mean,
positive.
I've known nothing more about the Avengers game apart from it still comes out in September. That's pretty much all I know.
Something came. Okay, it's still September. There's something about it that came out this week. I'm trying to remember what it was. So something Marvel, Avengers, or something related. Don't hold me on that, people. I remember reading something. Something dropped this week. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Are you sure it wasn't the Iron Man game?
Might have been. Oh, I don't know. That's why I'm feeling really confused about. Because I remember seeing something now, and now I've bedazzled myself, and I've got myself confused. But everyone can enjoy that.
Oh dear.
I don't remember what it was. I remember reading something. I was like, what? I was wondering if you heard about it. Because I was like, what? I don't know if there's some new information or. But yeah, I wasn't sure because I briefly came across it. I forgot about it. I just reminded myself then talking about Spider-Man. Oh, well, it might have been a new trailer or something. I can't. Comes out July 3rd from Iron Man Marvel VR.
Oh,
might have been a new trailer. But yeah, I can't remember. Don't hold me on that. And we're not exclusively gaming news or gaming podcasts, so don't hold me to that. This is just. I vaguely saw something you didn't see about it, so we'll forget about it and we'll move on from that. So, Marvel, what?
Something that we did see was coming very soon in September, called Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yes, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake.
Yes. Very unexpected.
Oh, for sure, very unexpected. I did not expect anything like that to come out of the woodworks. Not at all.
Well, the first thing people seen of it was Tony Hawk himself actually posted it on his birthday. He's like, happy birthday to me with the 1 and 2 remake. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, it's
everyone's mind just.
No, it's crazy to see, like, after so many years to see it come back. It's just like,
that was
an interesting move to see how it plays. Oh yeah, like it's so old. Like it'd be interesting to see how it plays, how it's going to turn out. Like I'm very intrigued with this week. So, like this week for Summer Game Fest is just insane with what they've been announcing, or not announcing, but like stuff they've already announced, but like revealing.
I mean, they are announcing stuff because, like, you've seen that a few other things we'll touch on a little bit later.
Yeah, when we get to that, there's so much to like that I'm kind of like all over about. Like there's so much like that I want to delve into. There's so much. I don't even know where to start. Like it's just insane. Like Tony Hawk's alone though, like that it's a big move to after all these years to be like not make another sequel where the fifth one was like from what everyone said it was like a dodgy port of a game from whatever it was. Like it was badly built, it was rushed, all this like nonsense to be like let's not just like make a sixth one and redeem ourselves. Let's go back to where it began and remake that. Like, man, that's nostalgia, like right there. Like, what?
I'm keen for all the classic levels, like the hangar, the school,
like I can't wait to see like we like in the trailer they showed like the kind of stuff you see, like like you kind of showed off like what the levels looked like now in today's version of it. Like that, like the school looked a lot different, very similar but very different. But I'm interested to see what a lot of the levels have, like what they've done, like if they've drastically changed them or what have changed slightly. Because the hangar looked pretty much the same,
except today's
upgraded. Better graphics. Yeah, while the school looked quite very different. So it'd be interesting to see what the other levels look like.
I mean, like, it's a remake, so I mean, it's all
they can do anything.
They've kept it similar, but it's not. I mean, it's still 1-to-1, but they've just added some more like detail,
reinterpretation of what it would. What the it's basically how would the 1 and 2 be if they made it today? Yeah, it's exactly what they do.
Exactly.
Like with today's technology. And it'd be interesting to still see if they keep the same mechanics of the button press that we used to play back then. You know, like there wasn't even on Xbox back then. That's the crazy part. It was PlayStation exclusive. Like it was a PlayStation thing.
But don't forget, there wasn't an analog stick either, really, back on the first one.
It was just the old PlayStation 1. Like that took a while later on down the track before it went analog.
I mean, of course, it'll be more it'll be like 5, I reckon, like more user friendly.
Well, it's still very like press X to like ollie jump kind of thing, and then you press like what was it? X to the button layouts confused me. So it was X to jump, square was I think to do your flips, and then I think it was circle or triangle was like triangle was your grind, and then circle was your grabs. I think it was. It was weird. Like it was a weird layout, and then we had games like Skate, like that just re-envisioned it with like the flick stick because they took advantage of the thumbsticks. Like it's gonna be I feel it's gonna be weird for me going back.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played Skate or anything, ride skate, nothing like that. I've only known Tony Hawk as my pretty much skater game.
Yeah, that was it. They were insane. Like I played pretty much all of them all through up till like Proving Grounds, and that was just insane. Yeah, Proving Grounds was a lot different as well. But then the ride and all that other stuff was just nonsense with the board. I never touched that. I never had the money for that.
This week as well.
What was that?
Ride 4 got announced this week as well.
Oh, interesting.
I've never played it. I have no idea what they are.
No, they're a racing game.
Oh,
racing game. Yeah.
Yeah. There's too many racing games out there, really.
Oh, way too many. When you're competing, well, that's it. You got like the exclusives to consoles, like PlayStation has Gran Turismo, and then Xbox has Forza. But then you've got like two different Forza titles in there. You've got Forza Motorsport and then Forza Horizon. But then you've got like Grid, you've got Dirt, you've got Ride, you've got whether it's bikes, cars. There's so many different titles that they make the sequels of. It's just
Cars,
yeah, Project Cars.
Oh, it's just so many, and they're all handled so differently. Like none of them are
the Need for Speed. Some games are very similar, but yeah, the handling can be quite different because they have like the weight physics on the vehicles. They can be pretty crazy.
It's just it's an oversaturation. Oversaturation.
It's crazy, but I don't know.
Yeah, you'll know what else.
What else?
So the fans have been asking Bethesda about info for Elder Scrolls 6, and one of the I can't remember who it was, but one of their marketers or something said, "Don't expect any news for years on Elder Scrolls."
No, it's
years.
Yeah, like they and they've revealed like what they teased like Elder Scrolls 6. What was it like 2 years ago?
Last year, I think they had that.
I think it was I think when they did it originally was 2018 because we still had because Elder Scrolls Online has been out for a while now, and I think it was 2018. I feel because last year was a bit of a mess, and I think they announced it the year before when it was kind of a mess as well.
I have no idea because we've known about it for so fucking long.
Oh,
that
but like,
it always blurs in.
They teased 6, and then they've been working on Elder Scrolls Online, just spitting out God knows how many friggin' major, quotation major updates, basically, expanding the DLC. And it's just like, what are you doing? And then just today, going off Bethesda doing this thing, they've released Blades for the Switch.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like, I'm like,
it works, but
like that took a while too because like that was on phone, that was on mobile for like how long?
A year.
They announced it. Like they announced at the exact same convention. They're like, we weren't like they're teasing 6. From what I remember, they teased 6. Then they're like, but in the meantime, we got something new. And they're like, you can pre-register for Elder Scrolls Blades. Oh, and like you can get on mobile. And it was on mobile for like God knows how long. We had to be very selective with the devices there. And they're like, now, nearly 2 years later from when they announced it being on the Switch. And it's just like, what the hell? It's pretty weird, mind you. I've downloaded it on the Switch and I played it. I played like the first 20 minutes of it and I'm just like, what?
The majority of people played it on mobile first, so I don't get it.
And playing it though, it feels weird. I didn't get a chance to play it on mobile, so I can't compare it. Playing on the Switch, it feels comfortable on the Switch. But God, I would have been like, what the hell are they doing this playing this on mobile? Like, what the hell? And it's very, like, kind of, I don't know, it jumps and forces you through this story a little bit. So I think it's more about dungeon crawling and stuff. But
yeah, they said it was something like that. Like it's just predetermined. Like you just got to follow it.
Yeah, because at the beginning where you walk through was very narrow and it very forced you through the narrative a little bit. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm never touching
that's it. That's interesting. Yeah, well, it's free, so I was like, hey, why not? It's free.
Still, it was free for a reason.
Yeah, because that was their business model. Free game, but then you look at all the things you can buy, microtransactions, and it's just like, wow, they really want to like steal your money. It's so bad. Like we're trying to get away from that that narrative of like how microtransactioning in games and stuff like that, and like we're going back down that route. Like they're trying to force that back on everyone.
It'll eventually get kicked in the butt and taken away, but
oh yeah, it's gonna shoot itself in the foot.
Started the whole thing many years ago, so
it's just I know, but going from I'd say going from something that's so negative and stuffing people around, we can go to something more positive in direction. And I'm thinking of talking about the Epic's Unreal Engine 2 to the tech demo of the Engine 5's reveal.
Unreal 5, yeah.
Yeah, like how they revealed the tech demo but not just like, here's just a tech demo, but we're going to reveal the tech demo for PS5. Like, what are your reactions to that?
I mean, it did look epic. It was very
epic.
It was very next gen, wasn't it?
Very next gen. Like it looked good. Like it's kind of funny that they played it for, like, they demoed it off through PlayStation though. Like, it's kind of interesting they played that in. So I'm wondering how much they might have been paid to, like, hey, if you do this for us, like, show it off, you know? Like, it's a bit interesting. Like, Xbox did their little spiel of gameplay stuff, which crashed and burned tremendously.
Came after that.
And then he's PlayStation. Technically, it's a bit of PlayStation's reveal in a way, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Sorry for that.
They definitely nailed it because they did show gameplay, unlike Microsoft.
It technically was gameplay. Like, it was a small demo, but it technically was a demo that we wanted. Like, we all said we wanted to see a demo, and what did we get? We actually got a gameplay demo. Like, I'm kind of like here and there with it on the fence, but it was a demo. So,
I mean, listening to Tim Sweeney, like, he was very passionate about, like, when he spoke about PS5 and the Unreal Engine, like, it was definitely something big that they've been working on. Like, it was just, oh man,
and yeah, well, like exactly, like
technology, the illumination, like, everything is just so next gen. Like, it's so
exactly,
real.
and it's insane. It's beautiful. Like the joke that's going around, the meme of the triangles. Like, it's moving on from the polygons. Like, polygons had detail, but the triangles have got even more detail for particles.
A polygon is pretty much a triangle now. Like, it's one for one, except you can fit more triangles.
Exactly. It's like, what you could say, it's like 2 to 3 triangles per polygon. Like, that's so much more detail.
Like, and they've got
insane. You can actually have proper dust crumbles and stuff. Like,
hundreds of millions of triangles in one thing, like in your screen at once. You can have hundreds of millions of triangles.
And it will load, it will play, compared to, like, you go back to, like, Left 4 Dead 2, and, like, where they had to, like, desaturate, or not desaturate, like, had the characters, like the zombies, if you ever seen it, where once you killed them, they kind of, like, faded out because the 360s couldn't handle it.
That's what I mean. Like, the older games, they had the things popping. What they said in this tech demo that pop-in is a non-issue, which there was no pop-in at all. Like, it was all there from the start. And like, even that big fly at the end, like, you could see everything before it. There
was no pop loading. There was no, like, popping in loading, like you said. There's no pop in. Like, everything was already pre-rendered and it was already loaded to go. Like you would have where games where you would run along, kind of, even though it's massive open world, you kind of got those little pop-in load segments where it was like subtle, like, loading screens. This has got none of that shit. Like, it's actually showing you that it's boom, loading straight up. It's already loaded. So, like, exactly. Imagine everything's pre-rendered, pre-loaded. Like, it can handle
that. It did look like a Naughty Dog thing to start off with. Like, that's where Naughty Dog has gone. Like, this gen, like, that looked like a Naughty Dog game from this gen.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if, like,
this, like, more
if they utilize the engine. I imagine they will utilize the engine, but it'd be interesting to see what happens.
I mean, it was made in 4K, but with 8K textures, which you could really tell on the rocks.
Yeah,
like when they did that close up, when it's going through that little shimmy,
the particles.
They look at the whole wall, like that was fucking textured to hell. Like that was so good.
Imagine loading that. Like, that's the insane part. Like, the process power to load that, and that's why these consoles are going that route to actually use that, utilize all the
SSDs, man. Like the developers have said, the SSDs have changed it. Like, they've changed the whole consoling.
It's insane. I can't wait to see, like, where they're going with it. And I mean, the way it's going, we're gonna see experiences with the PlayStation 5 first, with the way that they're like the rumors are talking about PlayStation 5 coming out before Xbox. Like we're gonna experience more stuff on the PS5 before we will actually touch down on the Xbox.
I think they're both going to launch in November. To be fair, though.
So we'll have to wait to see, but I'm very curious to see what happens.
It is going to be interesting. But I mean, they did say that you won't see Unreal Engine until at least the end of 2021, minimum.
Which makes sense. People starting to develop stuff using the engines.
Also, did you see what they said about it? Like, people can use Unreal Engine 5. They don't have to pay
making it more convenient for people to use. Which is not too bad because,
like, before you had to make what, 100K, and that you had to start paying them.
Yeah, so I looked into that because I was looking at making games. Yeah, it was something like that. When the more you went up, like the more sales you made, the more you'd had to pay. Like it was their licensing agreement. So it's good that they're making a more fair use, and it's making it more feasible to indie developers.
That is the people making the game get more of that money now. Like $1 million bucks is a lot. Like they're going to get it all to themselves now, at least.
Pretty much, yeah. It's going to be insane. Like it's going to be good to get the higher end functionality, and you don't have to be like, because that's what I was looking at when I was looking at the different like software stuff. I ended up downloading Unity, but yeah, it had different. They all have Unity was the same as well. So it'd be interesting. Actually, thinking it'd be interesting to see where the Unity engine goes for this like next gen. But yeah, they all had that different plan depending on how you used it. But if they're going to be more fair use, like it's going to be amazing for the gaming industry because there's going to be so many more indie developers.
Hell yeah, there'll be a lot more different games and like different experiences.
Visions.
We might even get to new genres because of this new engine.
Exactly, because people will be going, I want to try and do this, I want to try and do that, and we can have it with the most craziest games.
And then again, the people win because technology advances, and us, the consumers, we benefit from all that because we can do more with it. The developers can do more with it.
It's crazy.
Also, like the Unreal Engine's free. Like you can just download it and start using it. Like it's not going to cost you anything.
Proper like computer that can run it, then by all means, like here, download it, use it, create some stuff, go wild. Like that's what you need. That's what you want.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a long game, a short. It can be anything you want. You can make with it.
Well, it doesn't have to be a game. You can use the engine to make an animation. Like they said that themselves, I think it was. They were talking about something where it's like it looks like or someone might have been reviewing it. I can't remember. But a video watch, they were like, it's stuff that you would see in like modern day animations that you would see like for like you like. I think someone said it was like something you compared to like a Disney film or a Pixar animation. Something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was
like it's amazing to see that.
Like, just looking at it.
Like you also, can build a movie.
It's got the tech that Epic used with the Mandalorian series because they've got the Epic tech in that show.
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's
all rolled over, like using the same stuff in the new engine.
Because I remember them announcing or a tease that there was this new Unreal partnership. Like, well, Epic's always been with Unreal, but there was leaks about a month ago when people were talking about it, and they speculated that it was to do with Fortnite, and it's just like. Psych, why does it always have to be about Fortnite? It's not about Fortnite. And bam, look what they got. Look what they've done. Like, it's amazing. And being Epic jumping the field straight with PS5, I mean, it's PS5, but I'm curious to see what might happen with, like, the Gears of War franchise. Like,
that was run on
Epic's publisher. Like, what's going to happen? Like, it's interesting. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting field where we're going to go, but yeah, it's interesting that they partnered with PlayStation to reveal that.
They're both going to run the same. Like, it's just the exclusives that'll get little bumps in certain areas. Like the new Gears, the new Halo, will all look nicer than all the third-party stuff and all that. Like,
especially like Halo Infinite. Like, oh my god, the way these engines are going,
that looks a bit current gen for some reason. It was weird. It didn't grab my attention. I mean, I'm still keen for it. But if we do see more in July about it though, which is good.
But no, I'll say relating to Epic, the one thing that made me laugh and was like, you know where I'm going with this because I mentioned to you earlier, but like Epic confirming that Fortnite was going to be a launch title for next gen.
It's not really a launch title because it's a free game. I just got to download the bloody thing.
No, like exactly, like it's a free game. It's been out. Like, how are they making it a big? I guess to kids that play it now, they'll be like, hell yeah, and they'll like mostly chuck in some exclusive skin if you buy the next gen console, which will make them sell it. Like, Epic will be like, we're gonna do this little thing, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's just ridiculous. Like, to be coming up being like, we're gonna be a launch title. It's like, well, I kind of expect that a little bit because it's like a free to play game and it's on all platforms and it's kind of there for people to play. So I kind of expect it to be there in a way. But like how they boasted it, though, it just seems a bit, I don't know, it seems a bit silly.
Launch title as well.
Launches and fails. It just like I've liked my Fortnite in the past, but like it's gonna be funny. Like it launches and it shoots them more in the foot. Like, oh my god.
It's not going to look any bloody better though. Like,
no, it's going to be the exact.
It's going to stay the same.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, it's ridiculous. The only way you could go further is if you'd be like, we're cutting the head off here and we're releasing Fortnite 2. Like, that's the only way. I mean, but the way they keep revamping the game, it's stupid. They're gonna.
But if they keep the same like animation style and like, it's just going to be just the same old thing as the current Fortnite.
So that made me laugh and kind of boggled my head a little bit, made me scratch. It's like, couldn't they have any other kind of announcement besides being like, Fortnite's confirmed? Like, okay, like, does it really have to be that big of a news? Like, it's not really that big news, but okay.
Well, Infinity Ward announced Warzone's going to be over there as well, and no one gave a shit about that.
No, well, I didn't even hear about that, honestly. So yeah, it's interesting to see that they didn't.
Yeah, Infinity Ward,
that over there, which is good to see. Like, they're still carrying that support over. So it'd be interesting if they're carrying Warzone over to next gen. Would Modern Warfare like continue with it, or because if you carry Warzone over, that means you're carrying the multiplayer over. So that means you should still therefore have your characters as well, which is good.
Unless they ditch Modern Warfare and just keep Warzone over there, which
keep Warzone, carry it on, and then when Warzone, like not Warzone, Modern Warfare like 2, like the sequel comes out, maybe then they adapt it to that. That'd be an interesting move. And then you could use like that multiplayer drops and you can use your characters. Hey?
That's another 2 or 3 years away for that though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Keeps cutting out a little bit here. Oh, slight technical difficulties.
Speaking of the Mandalorian before, Boba Fett is coming to Mandalorian, which was unexpected.
The announcements that they're coming out with, like, they're not even just like holding back and teasing. They're just like, boom, Boba Fett, boom, whatever name, I forgot her name, but they're just coming and swinging with these hits, just going, here's this announcement, we're doing this, and they're just wailing in with the punches. It's just like, whoa.
I mean, I haven't seen The Mandalorian at all, so I mean, I have no idea if it was expected or not, but just that is going to get people excited.
I kind of had a feeling maybe they might play Boba Fett card at some point, but they confirmed it, so they've already gone, boom, we've dropped the secret on that one.
I mean, they've got the original actor back for it as well, so.
Well, like, by all means, you need to watch it when you can. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
I really love the Mandalorian. It was so good. It redeemed, like, the last half of the Star Wars film, so.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Have you got anything you've recently heard about anything at all?
Well, I finally watched the Sushi Man trailer.
The Sushi Man.
the ghost of the Sushi Man.
Oh dear.
I finally watched that trailer, and I didn't realize all the promo we mentioned a few times. I didn't realize it was from Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
I was like, how did I not know this? No wonder we're not getting any more of the Infamous franchise, because we got this. I'm like, God damn it! I was like, God damn it! What? I know you mentioned it, but I didn't like fully connect. My brain didn't connect it properly. I was like, oh, maybe they might drop one. But once you start a new IP, you kind of somewhat given up, or you're working on this, and then you'll go back to it. Who knows?
I mean, Infamous had 4 games, so 4 or 5.
Yeah, with all the side stories that were like standalone DLC, like that was insane. But no, it looks really good. Like I was impressed by like all the things you could do, and like they and then that they showed a solid gameplay. They actually showed gameplay. Like,
oh hell yeah,
that was insane. Just
gameplay.
Yeah, just walking around, checking the map, doing a bit of this, riding the horse there, and I was like, it's pretty chill. Like, this looks pretty good.
Did you watch the 4K version or just the normal standard?
It was just normal. It was someone reaction. It was like some dude reacting to it because I wanted to see what another person thought about it. So I haven't watched the 4K one yet because I want to sit on my I haven't watched it on my giant TV, and that's what I want to do. I want to play it on my TV and watch it fully.
You're missing out. I think I've watched the trailer like 5 times.
You're like, did I really see that? I need to watch it again.
It's just so good.
It's great to see. It's amazing, and that's an exclusive as well.
It's just a good way to see out the PS4 with that as your last game because it just looks so good. It's got good mechanics.
You can see the transition between the current amazing, like how they do it, and like it kind of pushing into next gen. Like you can kind of see it, and it's insane.
I mean, just the mechanics they thought of for that game, like the standoff mode where
yeah, they've really captured the whole thing so like, really well.
Gosh, like even the combat, like it's like a Dark Souls ish.
Oh yeah,
kind of like fighting.
Still plays a bit like you're playing Infamous, but then has that different vibe to it, which is insane.
Like you've got the exploration like Infamous, but it's just like a typical open world. Like you got your horse, but you use the wind to like go to objectives. Like that is insane. You got the wind, you got birds, foxes, you got little smoke signals. Like it just makes you
so much. The world. Like just the wind actually blowing and seeing the atmosphere like go along with the breeze. Like it's amazing to see everything move. Like
I think I may have changed my mind about that being the game of the year.
Like but I mean,
like if the story is solid for that game, that is definitely top 2 to 3 games.
Oh, with the engine and like the atmosphere and everything it does, it's just
Right. So good. I am keen. That comes out in July as well. July 19th or 17th, something like that. Just a good way to see off the PS4, I say.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's the way you're going to do it. My mind got distracted by a drawer in my room. It's out of place. I was just like, that doesn't look straight. Oh my god. But no, anything else did you see anything? Because I only kind of briefly been keeping up the Summer Game Fest as best I can, going by the announcements. But was there any other announcements that you saw?
I've got a few. PlayStation announced PlayStation Studios, which they did like a Marvel, like when you watch a Marvel movie, they've got like that intro. Sony's got their own now, which shows like past games.
Yes.
Like
that looked pretty cool. I remember seeing that. That looked pretty cool.
They said it's going to be on all of their exclusives and other things on the cases of the games as well. Like that's insane. Okay.
That's pretty dope.
And they said they're going to change it for whatever game you're playing. They're going to have games like associated with that in it. Like it's just going to be so cool. That and there's the Mafia trilogy remake. That's interesting.
Yeah, I never played those games, so I never really.
Mafia 3 is a current gen, but I don't know why they're remaking it, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a weird. There seems to be kind of the trend at the moment doing like remasters and remakes again. Like for movie, it was like a thing for movies, and now it seems to be like a really big trend for video games.
I mean,
kind of we had that there, but now it's kind of done a cycle again. It's just like really. So I really hope that we don't get Skyrim for next gen. Like, can we not? Like the way they're going doing things, I feel like it's going to happen. But like, no, just give us 6 already. Like, you freaking idiots.
I hope they just give it an update patch. Like, just keep the same game. Just you can play it on your new Xbox, PS5.
I wish they would even do that. Like, don't even bring it across. Don't mention it. Like, it's so long ago. Like, it was a good game.
If they just give it like a 4K upgrade, let's just let them do that. Right. Don't re-release it.
Yeah. Like, oh my god.
I mean, I've never played Mafia 1 or 2. I've only played.
I mean, I can kind of see that happening, being that it was on like I still don't know how PlayStation is going to work it around, but being that it's on Xbox, and being how the Xbox Series X plays Xbox games like fluidly, I can imagine that they maybe do something like that for it. So
yeah, hopefully, because I'm not buying it again.
So stupid when they did that. All the games that you had last year on your 360 aren't compatible anymore. If we've made a remastered, or an Xbox One compatible version, that really shot the market in the foot, being like, we're backwards compatible, but yet we're releasing these titles that were our hits on 360, and you won't be able to bring them across. You got to buy whole new copies. Like, what are you doing? Like, why? Like, allow me to play it in crappy quality, or let me play it in good quality. Like, let me choose.
Yeah. Are you an Apex man?
Apex, well, that recent update that I had, the new update that I've only recently downloaded, that was like 40 gig.
Yeah, the season 5.
Oh my! I haven't even looked at it yet. I think there's a new Legend they released.
Yeah, it's called Loba or something. I don't play it, so I don't really know exactly how.
No, I don't play it much anymore. I don't. I had my squad I used to play with, but we haven't played it for a long time, so I haven't really played it in a long time either.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to say to everyone out there, if you play Apex, Season 5's dropped. You got a new character called Loba, I think that's how you say it.
Loba. Well, that's dropped. What's things that have dropped last week? So we've had Apex drop with their update. I've seen a few other updates for other things. We can go
Doom Eternal, update 1. It's called Update 1.
Yep, they've released their update, which is a major update, which has introduced Horde mode, I think it was. Or they're talking about releasing Horde mode.
Horde mode?
That's something I saw. I don't know. I remember seeing that, but there's a new Horde mode that's come out now. So, because people weren't playing, there's people that have been playing battle not they were looking at adding more to it than just battle mode, like having more to it, because not a lot of people like to play that, and people have finished the campaign, and people don't really want to go back to the campaign to play like kind of like story mode plus kind of thing. People don't want to do that, so I think I remember seeing something about Horde mode, so I don't know if that's dropped yet or it's looking at dropping. I know Halo 2 remastered dropped for the PC and the Master Chief Collection, which got me a bit mind-boggled. I was very like, but when we got on Xbox, we got that straight up. Why didn't I'm like, where's the piece? What? It had PC had the Master Chief Collection, but didn't have Halo 2. Like, what? So I don't know what the hell's going on there.
So much for the master race.
Oh, that's just confusing. But
oh dear.
I mean, I don't know what else is wrong. I mean, stepping away from gaming, what dropped out this week was the new Rick and Morty episode.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good. I watched that this morning. I was a couple of days behind, but I watched that this morning, and that was pretty good.
Oh, if you own an Epic's game account, you get Grand Theft Auto 5 for free.
Yes, they're giving that out on the Epic Game Store for PC. I remember just reading an article before. Didn't think it was too important, so I didn't want to mention it. But hey, I mean, if you're out there and you like Grand Theft Auto and you play on PC, by all means, go to the Epic Store.
Go to the Epic Store and go get GTA 5.
Actually, I think it was on Xbox as well. There's a if you like your Lego games, from what I heard, Lego Ninjago is free. I downloaded on PlayStation 4. But apparently it's free on PS4, Xbox, and I don't know if it was Steam or some other platform.
Could be Steam actually.
But yeah, it was Lego Ninjago is free at the moment, so I don't know how long it's for. but it's the movie game and it's free. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. A bit weird and random to be like, this game is free.
I'm just running through some things real quick because, I mean, they're not big, but Paper Mario, the Origami King, got announced, and it's coming soon.
Yeah, so my partner mentioned that to me. She goes, "Did you see the Paper Mario thing?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Yeah, they announced a new Paper Mario," and I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, the Origami King. So, I mean, I've never played him before, but I mean, if you've had the experience with him,
I played Paper Mario and it was pretty dope. You could go from like realms, so you had like the 2D side platform. You could flick to like 3D because you changed the angle of the paper, and it was kind of like dope. Like, what?
I think I've seen it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, no, that was pretty dope. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going. It's weird. We've got a list. We're kind of like ticking off our list. It's a weird way of approaching. I mean, we kind of done it before, but I'm just throwing us out there. We're bad with our list, so I'm just throwing our secret out there. We've got a list and we go through
it. I think everyone's got a list, man. I think everyone's got one.
No, this one's a bit weird this week because I mean it's very like there's been things happening, but it's all been gaming.
It's a quiet week,
and it's hard because like, in general for a lot of stuff, yeah, it is a very quiet week, which kind of sucks. Like it's been, but like for gaming, it's kind of a big week for gaming, but like we're not hearing anything about movies. No one's announcing anything for movies because no one's going back to movies. So no one's decided to tease anything for what could come out next year or the year after. So there's nothing there. Tech's a bit quiet. The only tech thing going on that we've talked about, which we're going to talk about next, is your new case. I mean, there's not much else really happening. It's very quiet. Like people are trying to get back to normal, but like conventions are still going to be stale. I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know. But leading into it, like your case arrived.
Oh, it did. It very well did. It's such a beautiful case. It's the Lian Li PC 011 Dynamic. It's so good. It's built for water cooling, but I'm not doing that yet.
You're going to do the water cooling later? That's something you're checking later?
Yeah, I mean, I could do it like firstly, but I mean,
it's not really your main focus.
No. I just need to get the PC done.
Get the PC built and run, and then maybe we might have video podcast. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Little teaser. We don't know yet.
We can have the audio and the visual if you want to still listen, but have us on the screen at the same time.
Exactly. If you want to see our hairy mugs and compare our beards as they grow longer and shorter as we go through the year.
Or years.
Years. Oh.
There's always news.
Always news. We'll always be here to try and cover it the best we can.
There's a good thing coming on the 11th of June.
Mm-hmm.
The AFL is coming back, like actual games again.
Yeah, that's insane. Like we're starting to get back to normal, which is good to see. So,
I mean, there's still no crowds at the games or anything, but
at least there'll be matches again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're a real big fan, but I'm personally excited.
This will be able to something different to watch for a change. Like, oh look, I can actually watch football.
It's been so boring without it. Like, I've actually missed it.
Well, I don't know if TV's been up or not. Like, I've been watching the only TV I've really been watching is Lego Masters on TV. I don't actually really watch TV. So I don't know how the marketing's been going. I mainly watch Netflix and stuff, and like I've been watching Rick and Morty, and I've been watching like catching up on Happy that I'd never watched. So I've been watching that. Like, I don't know what people do. Like, I don't know how like TV's doing. Like, from with everyone being trapped inside, like streaming's taken off even more. Like, it's insane. So,
well,
I don't know.
Most of streaming.
Well, that's the next thing we'll have to talk about. But like. It's insane. Like me and Jim, we stream. Like it's insane that we stream and seeing what we stream on and what's happening. Like wow, it's a shocker. But no, it's going to be interesting to see things come back to the way they kind of were and see how like networks approach these things and different outlets of media approach where we go from here.
It's going to take a little bit of time, but we'll eventually get back there.
Yes, it's one of those things, but I don't know. It's usual. I don't know. It's one of those weird things, but
they just can't rush it. If we rush it, there'll be another damn outbreak and.
No, exactly. And we're back at square one again. And we're back inside, and everyone will be playing their video games, and everyone will be streaming. And
I mean, that won't change.
No, it's always going to stay the same. I don't know if it's going to make it like improve, like grow the market, or if it's just growing the market temporarily and then it's going to go back to the way it was. It'd be curious to see like what's going to happen now.
I mean, it's 50-50. I mean, I reckon there'll be some growth after all this. I mean, if people get used to something for just a certain amount of time, they'll keep clinging to it.
Well, exactly. Especially going back into the real world, like for a lot of countries that are still in lockdown, like after being in lockdown for like 2 months, there's a lot of places still in lockdown. It's like insane.
I mean, you see in Melbourne, they lifted restrictions and got another 20-odd people infected. Like they did it way early.
No, luckily it doesn't happen here. Like it's crazy.
Not that you know of.
Well, they're trying to keep onto it pretty tightly, which is good. But no, but me and you being mixer streamers, it's quite interesting what got released over the last couple of days.
Oh dear. It's not shocking, really. Like we kind of knew.
We've kind of already been experiencing it, which makes sense. But like the services that Mixer has just done no growth from barely any growth. Like it was like 0.2% of growth they've done from this time last year. And yet like Twitch of course is up there, but they've grown exponentially in like view time. And then there's you've got other services like YouTube streaming and like Facebook streaming and stuff like that. It's insane to think like we try so much, and we discussed this the other day, which would have been perfect, but you're gonna get it secondhand discussed. But like how Mixer treats its user base is very poor. Like
the platform's still broken, buggy. It's people have got to start their stream like probably for anywhere between 1 to 5 times before it actually goes live.
Exactly. Like you've got the broken mechanics. So basically we had already like I said, would have been a great like topic firsthand to get it raw, unsecond-handed, which we're giving now because we've already discussed it like very in-depthly. But Mixer is so bad. Like the functionality of it is poor. They don't support little creators. They only support the bigger users like Ninja, Shroud, any of their higher partners. They only support them. The whole service only supports the bigger streamers. The whole feature functionality is only like the featured streamer is only based upon their partners that they have partnered. Like there was one streamer that I watched for at least I wasn't watching, but every time I logged on to Mixer to download my footage to edit so I could make videos out of, it had the one streamer featured for a whole friggin' week. And I'm like, where's the fairness? Like if you're trying to have a featured reel, why always keep showing the same friggin' person and not mixing it up? And like show more of the little people. Like show the little people, show your support, like help out your community, which they're not doing. They're only helping their pockets. And where Twitch, on the other hand,
they're not even doing that because little do they know, everyone know that Mixer is a broke platform as well. Like it's just bad.
And people barely watch it. Like, I'll promote my stream. Like we can promote our streams. I stream at PickleTube TV. Jim streams. Yours is Captain Jim Sparrow. Like there are little side fun things that we stream on, and we've seen it ourselves firsthand when we stream on Mixer. The amount the views or people that not just views necessarily, but the amount of time people come through, it's so hard to find because you've got to be in the top like 4 or 5 people in that list that are playing that game to be able to get views. Whereas Twitch, it rotates, like it shuffles you around. Like you don't have to be playing a necessary game. You don't have to have the necessary amount of views. Like Twitch is more lenient to users. It's user friendly in all retrospects of functionality, like the support, the community. Like Twitch is so much more better, and it's insane.
I mean, Mixer has a good community, but
the people, the people, but it's based on the people, and that's the sad part. Is it's more of the group of people, kind of that try to be a community, and it's either they're all the little ones or it's the big ones trying to make themselves look bigger by trying to help a little bit. I don't know. It's really weird. But like Twitch, on the other hand, tries to seem to help everyone. So I don't know. And this is Twitch themselves from how it looks, and it's interesting how they operate and then how Mixer operates. And I guess you got to try and be two different things, but people know Twitch for so long that people prefer Twitch over Mixer.
Yep.
And I'm thinking whether to go back to Twitch myself, but I don't know if I'm going to still stream or not. Like, streaming just kind of bores me a little bit. Like, not about the views and stuff, but I know I'm just playing my games, and I'm just I play my games at any time, and I can just stream it at any time. I just feel like I don't want to, like, people can come by and watch and do whatever they want, but I feel like when I'm streaming, I kind of want to entertain people. Like, I'm kind of doing this a little bit with the podcast, but I kind of more enjoy the podcast where I'm not necessarily entertaining people because it's just me and Jim.
I mean,
but I kind of enjoy it because it's just conversations. Like, I like to talk
to other people.
Yeah, and it just gets weird when it's just you sitting there talking to yourself. I've talked with the voices in my head. I'm crazy. But it's just, I don't know, I prefer talking one-to-one or one-on-two with people than talking with yourself. Like, it just feels weird talking to yourself. We're trying to, like, play games, and that's why I give it to, like, people that can do that, like, on streams, like, play and actually entertain, like, talk to themselves, like YouTubers and stuff like that.
You're not talking to yourself on the stream. There's people in the chat you're just replying to them. Like, you're not talking to yourself.
But there are people that I watch that act like they are, like, doing their YouTube, like that, like YouTubers. They talk to themselves. There's no one there when they're playing. They're just talking to themselves. And some people play like that. And it's you got to give it to them. Like, they'll do both of playing and kind of like narrating and talking to themselves. They'll talk to the people that are, like, in the chat. And it's insane. And it's just like I get quiet when I play games. I get very focused and I just stare. So when you come by one of my streams, it's just dead. It's just dead silence. Sometimes I'll be like, and it's just like, it's quiet, or it's me raging. But it's one of those things. It's interesting, but I don't know. It's a weird where it's going. It's streaming is one of those things. I mean, that's where people prefer, like the millennial, our generation kind of thing, don't really watch TV as such anymore. We don't really watch news. Like, more, I don't know, it's weird. We don't watch TV. I know I don't really.
No one watches TV. I think really.
It's all direct. Everyone wants everything direct. So whether it's streaming from Netflix or streaming something from Twitch, or it's the way it is.
It is. It's where the word's going, which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing.
There's more variety right now than there's ever been for quite a while.
And that's why I like this idea of podcasts and stuff like that. Like, I listen to a lot of them every now and then, something for your ear holes, not for your eye holes. But hey, eventually we might have something for your eye holes and not for your ear holes. We could have a whole podcast where it's just us visually with no audio. No, I don't think people would like that. Maybe if it was like 10 seconds of just a visual podcast, very short visual podcast. Oh my god!
Speaking of visuals, there's been a new PSVR game announcement.
Yes,
it's called Hotel R&R. It looks fucking weird. I love it.
Yeah. Let's just see more VR games, though.
I mean, Sony's gone all in for VR. Like, they've spent a lot of time on VR. If you browse the store, there's just about 100 or so games there now. Like, it's in a couple of years. It's ridiculous. It's also good.
What is it? Rockstar Simulator Hotel R&R to launch PSVR. I'm just looking up an article. Oh,
it looks so good.
End of the month.
Hey,
it's the end of the month.
Oh, May. Oh, boy.
Yeah, it says launch on PSVR May 28th.
Oh, oh.
So it came out last year for Steam on the Oculus, and now it's coming out this year for the PSVR, which is good to see. That's a Rockstar simulator. That'd be pretty dope.
I'll be able to
throw TV out of a window if they can
give some reviews on that.
Oh, we'll have to look into that. Hopefully, it's multiplayer. That'd be pretty fun.
Oh, maybe. I hope so. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like VR, you don't need multiplayer, but it makes it even more fun.
Oh, exactly. It just feels a little more fun dicking about when you have someone else to play around with. It just makes it
like us in the rec room.
Oh, right. Rec room is so good. Need to get back onto that again.
And one more bit of news here. It's on June 4th. I'm not sure if it's for console, but most likely PC users get the Crystal Isles on Ark, and everyone gets a new dinosaur.
Oh.
It's a flying one. It's like a pterodactyl Rex thing. I don't know what it is.
We will hold you to that, Mister. I know you love your Ark, so we can always hold you to that. From now on, I staple you as the Ark update man. So anytime Ark, you shall bestow you this title of Ark man.
Well, as whoever plays Ark knows that Wildcard do not hold their dates. They give delays on the last hour before it's released.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating. I've had like 5 years of it. It's delayed for months, and they just tell you at the last possible fucking minute. It's like, sorry, keep us waiting. We're not releasing it right now. Give us a few hours. Give us a few months.
That's so bad.
But we know June 4th. Mark it in. They haven't changed it yet, thank God. But a new Dino and the Crystal Isles, which may be on console. I'm not sure.
Crystal Isles. That's not too bad. Oh, was that about it?
Well, that's all. I mean, it's been a slow week apart from the Game Fest, like Tony Hawk and the Unreal 5.
We managed to drag this for nearly an hour, which is pretty good, surprisingly.
I mean,
I felt a little bit more scripted this time around. I mean, because the news was pretty bore, so I wanted to tick off the list.
Yeah,
of stuff at least try and talk about.
We couldn't segue all the things into. we couldn't segue all.
I mean, once we get more stuff going on, we'll talk a bit more. Like everything will feel a bit more comfortable because we'll be able to talk about so much stuff that we'll try and confine it into the hour, but it won't feel as. Because like we try to drag this out a little bit. I mean, didn't have to drag out, but it just does sometimes.
I mean,
at least you enjoy it. Hopefully,
I did say today we can make it half an hour, an hour and a half. It doesn't really matter. I don't think
can always drag out, but no, it's one of those things. As long as people enjoy it either way, they like listening to us ramble on. It's fine.
I've got another PC announcement.
Yep.
I've got a hard drive coming hopefully Monday, Tuesday this coming week.
Oh, then if that's the case, we got people keeping their ear holes in for the update next week.
And I just ordered a power supply, which is next week as well. So
so it'll be a double techie update for next week then, possibly.
I'll definitely put the case pictures in. I've kind of put the motherboard in there. That's about it, and the graphics.
We'll definitely have to. We'll definitely get that post up on our Instagram account, the Beardy Bros on Instagram. You can find that there. We'll post a lot of these things up so you can see it.
Oh yeah.
We've got our new logo, and also segueing from that, we now have merch up on a store. And there goes my smoke alarm for some weird reason. Sorry for the interruption. If this
the merch is on fire, apparently.
I want to. Okay, there we go. That just stopped that randomly turned on and that randomly stopped. So where I was going when I was trying to plug it, we have Beardy Bros merch. we have Beardy Bros merch up on the Redbubble store, which I'll leave a link to. But if you're listening to this now, I'll just leave. I won't even. Don't even bother. I won't worry about it. I'll just leave the link in the. I'll send a link through on the Instagram, or I'll leave a link in the description, and you can head over to the Redbubble accounts that we've got. It's my Redbubble account, but I'll leave a link for that, and we can check out the merch we've got up at the moment for our Beardy Bros. So if you like what we're doing and you want to support it, by all means, buy a sticker. They're pretty cheap. Sticker. If you want to buy a shirt, go for it. Jim's already bought himself a shirt.
It does look good.
Yeah. Hopefully it comes out nice, because I was very humming and hawing about that design.
I can be the guinea pig, man.
Be the guinea pig. Check it out. See how it looks. Give us the feedback.
Yeah, man.
No, I think that's about it.
I'll definitely put a pic on the Instagram platforms, on the channels.
Who knows when it will come? That could be next week. I don't think it's next week. I think it might be the week after, because I ordered some stickers. I ordered some Beardy Bros stickers, so they're not coming till not next week. I think it's the week after, so we can have an update then.
Yeah.
So I think the shirt might be doing the same. I don't know, but I think
it's been about a week.
About a week. That's not too bad. What, have to wait
a week to print? I have no idea.
Well, I think we're running on like nearly a minute.
All ordered and ready to go.
That's all right. Well, that's it.
But yeah, sorry about the slow week.
Yeah, sorry about the slow week and the kind of a hiccup podcast. I felt it was a bit of a hiccup, but hey, I imagine you'll enjoy it and we appreciate it. we can from here we can only go up. Honestly, we can only go up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Actually, I'm smelling burnt toast. Anyway, I'm smelling burnt toast. I'm gonna have to investigate this. So thanks for coming by, Jim, and hanging out once again for episode 3. Hope you all enjoyed listening. Hopefully your ear holes enjoyed it, and eventually, maybe soon enough, your eye holes will enjoy it too. So have a good one, and always remember to stay beardy.